Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
What's up, everybody?
Shake your booty, do. Shake your booty.
Welcome to Life with the Lindseys. My name is Heather.
My name is Cornelius.
We're so happy to have you guys here.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was just saying that I was telling the people I was so happy that they're here joining us. We see all your comments.
We're very happy that you're here joining us.
We're thankful for y'all. I think we're coming, actually, December 1st was our anniversary.
Anniversary for
We
what?
missed our anniversary for the podcast.
I was about to say, God, what did I miss?
You were about to get
keep
shook.
up with no podcast anniversary. I don't even know how many episodes we've done.
I think this is our second or third
There's some
year.
people who be all up in it. They be like, "Oh, this is my 1,000th episode.
I know. We have 1 million
we're gonna do
downloads.
a giveaway today." And I'm
Child, we be tired.
I don't even
we
know.
got a lot going on in our life.
People are like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know people listen."
And we're so thankful. For real.
Yes, we're extremely thankful. But we're going to continue our conversation that we had
On childhood trauma.
But before we do that, like next week, we're not expecting to have a podcast. So
We're taking a break.
we're taking a break
week
next week
break.
because it's Christmas.
Christmas.
It's Christmas.
We're a family in town and stuff. I'm really excited.
So I figured like we could talk about childhood trauma and stuff, but we should also talk about some of our Christmas memories because I grew up Christmas and I don't want to say I hate Christmas, but I don't really care for Christmas.
Are you starting to grow a love for it?
No.
Well, dang. He's still unhealed in that area.
I don't get down with holidays much.
But you do. That's the crazy thing.
Name one holiday
Your
I get down
birthday.
with. I don't get down. When you first met me, I'd be like, no, I don't want to do anything with my birthday.
No. This was the conclusion. This is what we came to when we were courting.
What?
You said that you don't get down with your birthday because you don't want to have expectations that don't get met.
Absolutely. I mean, but I feel that way for all holidays. I feel like holidays are just commercialization. That's how I feel. That's me, and I'm working on that. It's based upon my childhood trauma, but yes, I'm working on it. I feel like it's just commercialization. It's nothing more than just go spend money that you don't have on crap that you don't need it to impress people who don't care.
Your children? All right.
Yes, them.
All right.
But not only that, but you have, it's just, I don't know. It's like, name a holiday that is like just so amazing. I mean, even Easter,
Christmas.
I never got down with Easter. I was like, why are we doing this?
Christmas is my favorite holiday by far.
I mean, and a lot of people go crazy over Christmas.
I get so excited about like putting up the Christmas tree and like the decorations.
I've never been excited
and
about
like
that.
Jesus, like I have all those glass. No, I have all those glass like Jesus in the manger.
Yeah.
Like
nativity scenes and stuff. Like I never cared.
Oh my gosh, I love all that stuff.
When I was single and I had my own house for like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Over holidays, like nothing. I didn't put up anything. I didn't put up a Christmas tree. I didn't put up lights. No, I didn't. I also didn't have furniture in my downstairs level because I didn't want anybody to come over.
But we're changing things for his children.
Yes, we're changing. But so how was like your Christmas growing up? I mean, you grew up in a house with a lot of people with the United Nations.
Yeah, so there's 24
and your mother,
people.
the grand ambassador.
Right. So I grew up with 24 sisters and brothers.
23, I thought. 23.
Well, 24 in total, but one was adopted.
Yeah.
One was not adopted.
One was not adopted.
So there's 24 of us in total, but there was 16. I grew up with 16 because there was 3 different generations of us. And my mom started Christmas shopping the year before. So like all year long, she would find deals and bargains.
Y'all didn't get none but Christmas socks.
Literally, we got so many gifts. And I remember, for Christmas, we got so much stuff. We had to almost sit in the other room because there were so many presents. It was
really?
Unreal. Oh, it was a big deal.
How did your mom afford all of that crap?
when I say,
I mean, not crap, but presents, gifts.
My mother's very resourceful, and that's where I think I get a lot of it from.
Yeah.
Where I get it done. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get it done, but I'm gonna get it done. That's my mom. And we all had stockings that were stuffed to capacity.
16 stockings.
Yeah.
Child, I can't
We
eat
all
but
had
up one.
stockings. And it was a big deal. We put our Christmas tree up. My dad always put the star up at the end.
That's why you always want to put that thing up
Yes,
at the
that's
end?
why I wanted you to put the star at the end, and
I
you
ain't putting
never
up no
do
star.
it.
No, I'm not putting up a star. It
Because I
doesn't make sense.
No, I want to create memories. And so
you want a
Right.
continuation of your family's experience.
yeah, of my child, because it was such a great memory growing up watching my dad and he never really fooled with any part of the tree.
Yeah.
But he always put the star at the top. So it was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Well,
So-
count on me next year.
All right.
This year, the tree is already up.
It's okay. And I just put feathers at the top this year since you didn't want to participate.
They want to
But even
participate
putting
at
the
all.
tree, like we baked cookies, we made gingerbread houses. We had to watch like a Christmas movie, we played Christmas music. And I know you always say I play white Christmas music,
You play white Christmas music.
but that's what I
I
grew
don't
up
want to
on.
hear no Mariah Carey.
That's not white.
It's not white, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's like,
Anyways,
you always play like, Silent Night.
that's what I grew up on.
Holy Night.
That's what I grew up on.
No, baby, you got to get some Silent Night by the Temptation.
Ciao.
Ooh. You got to
Anyway.
get some. So we tried that. Remember, we did like I think you was putting up the Christmas tree because I think I stood the thing up and then you decorated it. So we did the Christmas tree. Remember, we were baking cookies and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Thing.
Remember, I was trying to play the music and you didn't get down with the music.
I didn't because it was like very sexual.
Hey, play up what you want to get her for Christmas. Say what you want.
I was like, wait, this is what you listened to as a child?
I
So,
want 12 disc changes. 11
so
Philly
on
blunts.
Christmas Day, it was a
10
really big deal.
Kangos.
We wake up at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm,
and we go, and my mom would always make like a big breakfast.
mm-hmm.
But the first thing we did was open presents. So my dad would hand out all the presents. It was tradition. He was the one that was supposed to pass out all of the presents. So
That's why you be want me to hand out the present.
Exactly.
I'm like, child, your name on the gift. Just go pick that one up.
No.
That's the one your mama got for you. Go pick that
But
one
I
up.
feel like it goes with headship, with the star, with the passing out of the presents.
I'm not Santa.
Even though my dad had nothing to do with getting a gift, he didn't know what anybody got.
Didn't know.
But
Yo, I'd be so surprised. I think what was that Christmas like the kids? They just kept opening up stuff. And you was like, okay, there's one more big surprise. It's outside. And I was like, hold up. Big surprise outside. Like I was excited. Like, come on, kids, let's go see what y'all got. I got outside and they all had those
cars.
motorized cars. And I was like,
Yeah, they all had cars with
like,
little.
dang, Roman, you got a
big
Lamborghini?
bows.
You got a Lamborghini? Well, I got a Lamborghini, bro. I
Kids'
remember that.
Lamborghinis. But it was so
I
fun. Like
remember
the kids
that.
loved it. And to me, it's like now they're growing up with this amazing, idea about Christmas. Like Logan said the other day, he's like, Christmas is my favorite holiday.
He
Like,
said that?
Oh yeah. He's like, Mommy, I love how you go all out. You do decorations. You just make it a big deal.
They're going to grow up like, yes, my mom was all into Christmas. What about your dad? He didn't care.
Daddy does not care whatsoever.
Daddy does not care.
Right. But so then I take that into, my adulthood.
Yeah.
And I make it a really big deal. Like I want
Yeah.
it to be special. And then look at birthdays.
I love that though. I love that about you. I love that you bring that to our family because if you didn't, our house would
Our
be
children.
so boring
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's like even for Halloween, like when I was living by myself for Halloween, I remember there was one year I put a note on my door that said, "Don't knock."
Wow.
I cut off every light in the house except the light in my bedroom upstairs. I remember putting a note on my door that said, "Don't knock." I didn't want anybody to knock.
Don't come.
I ain't putting
don't
no
talk to
goose, no
me.
goose. Easter, I ain't putting out no eggs. I'm eating eggs. I'm not gonna waste money on putting out eggs outside.
So Easter was probably was my second favorite holiday growing up because my mom and dad, my dad was there to support, but my mom, we would do those Easter eggs,
the plastic ones,
and she would do 3 different things. She would do a prize, like she would write out prize and she would go and get a bunch of prizes. She would also put money in there and then she would put candy in there. And so
that's where you get that from. You do that every year. Oh,
and she
wow.
gets so many, and it'd be like a golden egg that had like $20 in it. It was
Oh,
such
my
a big
gosh.
deal. But I mean, and we had Easter baskets every year. I mean, the thing is, I understood the purpose of each holiday, but celebrating it was so fun for me.
Easter for me was about going to church.
Yeah.
And we went to church. Then after church, you had the vestibule was full of food. You just ate. You ate to your heart's content. And went up to my Aunt Y's house, and from there we would go and hunt eggs, and you just kept hunting the eggs over and over again until the eggs just stunk so bad you finally threw them away.
Wait, egg?
Yeah, eggs.
They're hard boiled? There weren't gifts inside of it?
No gifts inside of no doggone egg. I grew up in Mississippi. We didn't have money for no gifts. No, no gifts. Gifts inside of an egg, girl.
Are you serious?
No, we didn't have gifts inside of an egg.
Oh.
There were no gifts inside of an egg.
I'm sorry, babe.
Hey, it wasn't hurting me at all.
All right, y'all. I want to talk about Best Fiends really quick.
Best Fiends. So I absolutely love Best Fiends. Best Fiends is like, everything I've ever thought, everything I've ever loved, everything I've ever enjoyed. I play
night.
Best Fiends every night.
He plays this every single night.
Can I tell the people why I play Best Fiends?
Tell me why.
I play it because it is okay. So for somebody who has dealt with stress, anxiety, all those different things, Best Fiends is a way to get me to kind of woosah from the day.
I love it.
It's a way to get me to still keep my mind going.
Yeah. But
it's a way to just get me to just kind of detach for a little bit and to be able to focus in on something that is entertaining. And not only that, but I was showing you the other day how I had over 1,000 keys.
You did. You're like, look.
And I was like, watch. I was like, watch. Dude, it was like,
you're so proud.
And it went on for like 15 minutes. I had a great time. And then you get a chance to get new characters. Yeah. Like right now they have like the Christmas patterns going on the thing. And I'm on level 1100. It's amazing. It's amazing. I absolutely love Best Fiends. If you're out there, please make sure you download Best Fiends.
Yeah, download Best Fiends free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's Friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Yes. But so, yeah.
One thing I'm thankful for, though, is that you don't say, oh, no, we're not doing that, or we're not doing this, or, you know what I mean? Like you still support.
Yeah, I still support it. I don't get it. I still support it because that was your childhood. My childhood was a little bit different.
What was Christmas like?
We still put up, like my mom would still put up the Christmas tree. Like we still put up Christmas trees. It was more Christmas and the holidays was more about eating. It was more about the food. It wasn't.
You guys are big on like food.
We're big on food and community. That's what we were really big on. It wasn't really big on the presents. And even back then, I didn't want to get many presents because I always felt like I don't want to be a burden on my family because I knew how hard my mom and my dad worked.
Yeah.
So I would always be like, oh, you don't really have to give me anything. And don't really worry about giving me anything because I also didn't want to be disappointed. I didn't want to wake up and be like, oh, I really wanted that Super Nintendo game and I didn't get it because they couldn't afford it.
So that's why you don't like holidays.
So I would just be like, well, I would prefer you not to get it. And then I started getting into like, well, why do I have to get a gift now? So then when I just kind of growing up,
very mature way of thinking because I wanted.
I grew up quick. I grew up really fast. I skipped a lot of childhood. I skipped a great deal of it. Which makes me really resentful as an adult because I didn't get a chance to really have a lot of that childhood. But nevertheless, that was Christmas for me. It was like, I remember my mom would start cooking 9:00 the night before. She still does that. Yeah. 9:00 the night before. She would go lay down for maybe 2 or 3 hours and she'd get back up. And I would wake up to the smell of dressing. But back then it was like chicken dressing, oyster dressing, turkey dressing. And I'm not talking about stuffing because, I think y'all ate stuffing.
We ate stuffing out the box.
We ain't eat no stuffing. We had dressing. Like you had Mexican cornbread that you had to make and then you had to add stuff to it. But we had dressing and yams and collard greens and mustard greens.
Besides my mom's big breakfast.
What?
We ordered pizza. That was like a tradition.
You ordered pizza on Christmas?
Oh yeah. It was and everybody was so excited about it. We couldn't wait.
You ordered pizza on criminal?
Baby, you know, my family didn't know how to cook.
That's true. I remember, I think we talked about that.
My family does not know how to cook.
That one Thanksgiving, that first Thanksgiving I had with y'all. Oh, and then you got upset with me because you're like, I can't believe you're acting like this. This is my family, blah, 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 blah. You da. So then when we got back home,
that makes so much sense.
And you came over to the house, like my mom had saved us some food and you ate and you were like, oh my God, this is so good.
I was like, no wonder why you have.
And I'm like, this is what I miss. I remember FaceTiming my sister and she was like, look at all this food. And remember there was food.
Yeah.
There was a table just for pies. My mom had made like sweet potato pie, pecan pie, carrot. It was like all these pies and cakes and cobblers, just a table for it. And I'm like,
so it's like, that's what you're used to.
that's what I was used to.
And then you come to my house and there's box stuffing.
There was box stuffing and like box mashed potatoes. And yeah, I do remember that was my first introduction to sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
I did not even know sweet potato pie not sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Because we, in the South, in Mississippi, we had sweet potato pie. And then I never forget, getting a plate and your mom was like, would you like some? And I was like, oh, sure. I was like, is this sweet potato pie? And she was like, sweet potato pie?
Like,
She's like, sweet potatoes go in pie? No.
I never tried potato pie until I met your family.
She said, this is pumpkin pie. And I was like, pumpkin? Y'all got
Pumpkin goes in
y'all got the pumpkins left over from Halloween? Like, who do this? And I remember going up to Myers, close to the house. I remember seeing all these pumpkin pies just like sitting out. And I was like, yo,
it's a big deal.
This is different.
Yeah.
But that was like big in my house for Christmas. It was about
but it really shapes us
and the community. It does. Those childhood memories and stuff. It really shapes who we are as adults.
So what do you do if you have one spouse that's like, you don't need all these gifts? You know, I mean, you don't even know what the kids got now that's wrapped under the tree. Like, you're literally clueless.
Look, that's a good thing. That means we're all going to wake up on Christmas morning and we're going to all be excited together.
You don't even ask. That's the funny part.
Ask about what?
Like what I told you in October, I was done Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
And you were like, you didn't even ask, what did the kids get this year? Didn't even cross your mind. And
Still
I'm like,
I
wish I had that
until
level.
now you just said it. I was like, wow, I probably should have asked, but I don't.
But I wish I had that level of not care.
Yeah, I don't care.
How do you get that?
I
Like,
just
I
don't care. Just legit don't care.
But if we both don't care, that won't be good.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. That's what I was just saying. Like I think it's super dope that like you are how you are and how God paired us together. Because if we both didn't care, like legit, because I'm one of them people. Like for when I was single, and like the little gifts that I did get for like I used to get my mom, my sister, my dad, I get them gifts. Yeah. But I remember like going out the night before and finding gifts.
No way, really?
Oh yeah, I'd be in Target like, I don't know, find something, and I'd be real quick.
Really?
Oh yeah, like hated going to the mall like 3 weeks before Christmas.
You didn't get a list from like your family?
A list? I wish you would give me a list. No, I ain't get no list. No, I'm not Santa Claus.
So my family, my mother had us write lists, and that's what I have the kids do. I have them write lists on like what they want.
The kids wrote out lists?
Yes, every year. Oh my gosh, baby.
No,
you been?
I didn't know they wrote out lists. Yes. I thought it was like surprise. I thought you were like, oh my goodness, I think the kids would love this.
So we do 2-part. I get them a catalog and they go through and they circle things that they want, and then they write out their top 5 priorities.
Really?
Yes. They've been doing it every year because before when they couldn't write, they could circle. They would go through and circle the different gifts and stuff they wanted. Well, all right.
Oh, praise the Lord. Well, I'm glad they're able to do that. I don't do lists and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine, babe. It's fine. Like I said, I think you're just as surprised.
Yeah.
And you already got your Christmas gift early.
Yeah, I got my
Because
Christmas.
I felt like you were about to buy it.
Was?
Exactly. That's why I was like, he's about to buy his gift. I feel it. I was like, let me just go ahead and give him his Christmas gift.
I really wanted it. So I went and I got it. But it is what it is. I'm not one of the people who are like, oh my goodness, let's wake up on Christmas and let's figure out what Santa brought for me. And I never believed in Santa Claus.
So I believed in Santa until I was like 16. a really long time.
I remember being young. I remember like lighting a fire in our house. I remember asking my mom, like, if we're lighting a fire, how is Santa gonna come through? I'll never forget. I think my dad or mom, somebody looked and said, I wish a jolly white man would come down up in my house. And I was like, that makes sense. Like,
That does
Like,
make
why
sense.
would he come down in our house to just bring us presents? And I grew up in a black family, and in black culture, you learn real quick there ain't no Santa Claus, because they'd be like, I'm Santa Claus, because we don't want to give nobody else credit
Right.
for us. So we like, no, we're not giving nobody else credit. No, I'm Santa Claus.
So growing up, so with our kids, I mean, we let them know early, but growing up, I would write letters to Santa, and I would leave out cookies and milk. And then I would wake up in the morning, and my parents really played this, and I would see like red fuzz on my pajamas, as though Santa came and visited me while I'm sleeping, which sounds super creepy now.
That's very creepy. So Santa came inside your room.
Yes, he came into all of our room, and he left a little piece of fuzz on us.
Okay.
My mom really, but this,
Okay.
babe, this was like 20 years ago when it was safe to do that. That's when it was safe.
Speaking of safety, a Policygenius, because we all need to make sure that we are in some way insured, just in case Santa Claus comes inside of your room at night. You need to make sure that you have proper life insurance. And the great thing is, if somebody relies on you for financial support, especially we're talking about right now during the holiday season, you need to make sure that you are always prepared, especially your children. Life insurance can give you a peace of mind that if something happens to you, your loved ones would have a financial cushion to pay for things like rent or mortgage payments, loans, educational costs, and everyday expenses. Typically, life insurance gets more expensive as you age, so it's smart to get a policy sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you guys, it's so important to have life insurance. We talk about this over and over again. Head on over to policygenius.com and answer a few questions about yourself. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes to find your best price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policygenius.
Yeah, so their licensed experts will help you understand your options and apply for a policy. Policygenius doesn't add on extra fees or sell your info to third parties. They have thousands of 5-star reviews across Google and Trustpilot. Since 2014, Policygenius has helped over 30 million people shop for insurance. Head to policygenius.com to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com. Policygenius.com.
So yeah.
So I mean,
now that I talk about Santa, but back then it was so innocent.
Yeah, we didn't do Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do Santa.
Yeah.
Not
I went
in my
sat
house,
on
but-
Santa's lap and took pictures.
No.
But it's so funny that we tell our kids Santa's not real, but Roman's like, I don't care. He wants to believe. So Logan said, Mom, don't take his imagination of his childhood away.
I saw this meme that said, y'all need to, y'all won't let y'all kids believe in Santa, but y'all still believe that skinny tea work. Oh, I hollered. I hollered. I was like, yo, that is horrible. Like, but nonetheless, like, you rock out how you feel with your kids. For us, we just be like, yo, like Santa ain't real. We don't want our kids to grow up with this false perception of like, like we just growing up lying to our kids about stuff being real, ain't real. Like ain't no Easter bunny. Yeah. We don't do Easter bunny. Yeah. The reason for the season is Jesus.
Period.
But Easter and then Christmas and another thing, like y'all don't be out there arguing with people talking about Jesus wasn't even born on December 25th. You weren't born on August 3rd, but you still celebrate your birthday the whole month. Like, so chill. He was really born in June. Well, then we can have a separate party for him in June. Everybody, let's calm down. Everybody, let's calm down.
Do you remember we did this last year? You probably don't, but I don't know where you were. Maybe you went to the gym.
I do. On Christmas Day?
Yeah.
I went to the gym on Christmas. I did go to the gym. I always go to the gym on Christmas Day. Absolutely.
So we sang happy birthday to Jesus with cupcakes. No, I think I got a little cake for him. Yeah, I got a little cake.
Yeah, I was probably gone.
Yeah. You missed
that's
it.
That's weird.
So
me.
So you can get a cake, but Jesus can't. Jesus can't get no happy birthday cake.
I can eat it. Who gonna eat this cake? I
am. You are, because he's in us.
That's what she said.
Oh, that was good. So another thing we do for Christmas, and you might be listening like, oh, I can't afford gifts. I can relate to Cornelius. But something that we do is, my husband also doesn't know this, but we have sinking funds. It's not in the loop, but every year we just save a little bit every month. And we have a Christmas fund for the kids.
That's good.
Half of the fund goes
Good
towards
thing.
gifts,
Mhm.
and the other half of the fund goes towards stocks.
Look at that. I learned something new.
So every year, we've done this every year since they were born. We buy stocks, and now they can tell me what they want. Like
I do know that part.
they want Roblox. Now they want Roblox, which is good. Finally, like thank God they can communicate. And then of course Logan wants
That Roblox is like, ugh.
Coca-Cola,
He needs to learn coding so he can like start his own video game.
right? Logan likes Tesla, but I'm like, Tesla's so expensive. But you know,
That's Logan.
driving Tesla.
If it's going to be
introduced him to
expensive,
Tesla.
it's going to be low. What did he say the other day? Because Taylor was like, my gift is the biggest underneath the tree, and Logan was like, Mommy, I like my gifts to be small but expensive.
I'm like, what? You little bougie person.
I like my gifts to be small but expensive. Like he didn't get that from me. He didn't. He didn't. Come on.
Baby,
Can you back? Can you?
Both of us are bougie.
No, but see, I can afford to be bougie because
we grown.
exactly. He can't.
He can't.
When I was 8, I went bougie.
He's really.
When I was 8, I was like, you know, I was like, yeah, I really want this video game, but I didn't ask for it because in the video game it was like $40, but I was afraid to ask for it because I was like, this is so much money.
Exactly. So I don't know where he gets that from, where he's like, I have to have the best. I have to have this. Like we're looking up Airbnbs and it's so funny. He helps me find Airbnbs now when we go on family like trips. He's like, all right, tell me the location.
Y'all the two that shouldn't be looking. Me and Taylor should start looking.
Because Taylor don't care.
Me and Taylor be like, this one is nice.
Right. So Logan is choosing the houses that are like 30,000 a night. I'm like,
yeah.
what kind of?
Logan's like, this one right here is the one, Mommy. I feel it.
He's like, I can sense it.
And I was like,
feel
hold up. Heather, did you see the house he picked up? Like this ain't
But
it.
it was amazing. He finds houses I'm not
beautiful.
able to find.
It was beautiful.
But I'm like, how is he like that? He's super bougie. And I don't know where that came from. But I asked him, I was like, where did it come from? And he's like, Mommy, I've traveled all over the world with you guys.
He has traveled all over the world.
And he's like, I mean, think about it. He's been to Dubai, Kenya, Nigeria, London, multiple times.
His favorite place is Dubai.
Yeah. He wants to go to Dubai for spring break. Who says Dubai? Most people be like Florida.
Oh, God, no.
Like, I want to go to Dubai.
And Bahamas. Like going to the Bahamas, going down to the Atlantis.
Yeah.
As he wants to get in the lazy river. That's until he went to Dubai and went to the Atlantis and got in the lazy river. And he was like,
I like this one a little bit better.
he was like, no, Dad. But it's been interesting. But I probably got to get out of here in a few minutes.
Can you wait
No.
like 3 minutes or no?
Yeah, I'll wait 3 minutes.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm gonna leave early because I had to get a haircut.
He's leaving the pod. Well, we do have a busy day. I mean, today's been crazy. So we had to hurry up and sneak our podcast in.
Yeah. I have to. I mean, y'all know I love y'all. But I gave them my spiel about my Christmas experience
Yeah.
and what it meant to me and all of the kind of stuff.
But even for me being super about holidays, like I don't, I mentioned earlier, like I'm thankful you don't get upset
No, I'm good.
about all my crazy ideas. And like our last house was like decked out with crazy lights. I didn't get lights for this house. I just haven't.
That's good.
Well,
We just moved here.
right. I know.
It's a lot.
I know. And a lot of our stuff is still in storage. So.
Some of our neighbors, I'm like, could y'all like everybody calm
mean, it's a
down?
whole
Like some of
light
y'all
show,
are like
y'all.
upset. But I mean, they were like that for Halloween. I was
Yeah.
like, good gracious. Like
they're really upset.
they're like a whole Dexter show. And I'm just like, yes, that's a lot. Like some people really go all out. Like I'm not that person that's like, oh, I got to decorate the house and make sure I put up lights. Because for me, I'm thinking light bill. I'm thinking,
oh my God,
we got to take that stuff down. Like, why would you put up a Christmas tree only for you to have to take it down later on? Like, why would you, like, just for me, it's like, if you're going to do something on Christmas morning, play some Temptations, play some
about
Nat
those-
King Cole.
Seeing those lights in the Christmas tree just makes me happy every morning.
And that's cool. That's cool. Like some people are like, oh my goodness, let's go drive around to see the lights. And I'm just
I
like,
wanted to do
let's
that
go
with
to
the kids. I meant to tell you that.
No.
You don't want to go see the lights,
I don't see no doggone. What's to see the lights for? They lights.
baby?
Take a picture.
Baby,
Take a
you're an
video.
adult.
Take a video. Take a bit out.
You're an adult. Children need experiences.
I believe children need
experiences
experiences.
and memories.
And I believe that. And we can give them great experiences at home. Just playing. I'm joking, babe. I don't mind it. But speaking of great experiences, Beanbox.
Yes. Sometimes it can be super stressful to find a holiday gift. Yeah, this is a struggle, especially for your side of the family. It's hard. And now I understand why it's so hard to get y'all gifts.
Yeah, we don't say what we want.
You guys, you don't say what you want, which is so stressful. But thankfully,
this is great for coffee drinkers, by the way.
Yeah, we have some coffee drinkers in your family, and I'm so thankful. So on our shopping list, your mother, or my mother in love, I'm going to be getting her that Beanbox.
She's going to love it because she loves coffee.
She's going to love it. So it connects, Beanbox connects coffee lovers to some of the world's best specialty coffees. And it's literally perfect for gifting.
Yeah, I mean, they have light, medium, dark roast. Yeah. They have espresso. Which usually,
you drink some because you're more of a coffee drinker.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink some espresso, like if I know I have a busy day or something like that to go in. But I mean, the great thing about the Beanbox experience is when you open it up, you have this different array of coffee. So it's very nice. Let me say it like this: it's an entire experience. So if you know somebody who is a coffee enthusiast, you need to get them Beanbox because they can have an experience with their coffee. And it also pairs well with Moscato and other stuff like that. You have just endless options. They'll explore award-winning coffees handpicked by Beanbox's resident coffee expert. Freshness is always guaranteed, and you can support small roasters with every sip. Beanbox best-selling gift options are sure to please the coffee aficionado in your life. They'll even get lasting tasting notes and brewing tips with their box to help them make the most of the experience. So you have the coffee sampler gift subscription. You have the World Coffee box tour. You have the deluxe coffee and Moscato tasting box and the deluxe coffee and chocolate tasting box.
Yes. Now you guys, give the coffee fanatic in your life an unforgettable coffee tasting experience with Beanbox. Order today at beanbox.com/LWTL and get 15% off of purchases of $40 or more. That's 15% off of purchases of $40 or more with promo code LWTL at beanbox.com/LWTL.
Okay. And I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I ain't taking a shower. I've been to the gym. I ain't taking a shower today.
Oh, dang it.
I know. Oh.
I know.
But praise the Lord. I love you so much.
I love you too, right, baby.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Love y'all. I mean, not the same way I love her, but.
You said love me.
Yeah. I said love y'all. Yeah.
All right. Don't speed, baby, because I know you're a little late.
I don't speed.
But you do.
Bye.
I don't have to put that on, do I?
No, it's just talk.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So y'all, it's just us. So now I get to say everything I wanted to say without my husband. Just kidding. Okay. So let's go back and talk about like Christmas and Christmas gifts and all that other stuff. So I mentioned earlier that we like to buy stocks for our kids. So if you didn't know, I have an organization called The Busy Trader, and I'm teaching people how to trade stocks in a very simple way. And the purpose in me teaching people how to trade stocks is because I feel like there's a wealth gap between people who trade and people who don't. So even if you don't trade stocks, you can get in on this Christmas gift and start buying stocks for your children. So let me give you an example. So say I buy something from Roblox, then I get a Roblox stock. If I buy something from Apple, I get an Apple stock. If I buy something from like a Barbie doll, I get a Mattel stock. Don't get an Amazon stock because that stock is like $3,500 right now. But I like to buy stocks that match up with the kids' gifts. So when they get older, the dividends, the growth stocks that I'm selecting, I mean, they're growing by leaps and bounds. The kids love like Coca-Cola stock. So like when grandma and grandpa send the kids Christmas money, guess what? I've already set aside money for their gifts. So any money that comes in is going to go to their long-term accounts. So this could also mean I'm putting money into their UTMA accounts. And an UTMA account is UTMA, and it's a account for your babies, where I call it our kids' purpose fund. So we just send the money right on over to the purpose fund. Any money from grandma just goes straight to the purpose fund, and it just sits there and it compounds. and interest. And we opened ours up with Charles Schwab. But even when the kids were born, they had the 529 accounts, they had the UTMA accounts. And these are all great things. So every Christmas, when you're getting that Christmas money, don't go buy Legos and buy toys and stuff for the kids. Yeah, you can. Like I said, save, plan ahead, even if it's, $30-$40 a month, plan ahead, get your kids gifts. I like to go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls. You can find all types of gifts on sale there. Also, Nordstrom's Rack has amazing sales off the Saks Fifth Avenue. So you're still getting high-end stuff, but you're just getting it in a more affordable manner. So I like to go to those different places and get my gifts. And I understand this, that my kids are going to play with the gifts temporarily. Like, come on, y'all. Name a gift that you got every year since from 1 to 15 years old, and you don't even remember it. But what you would remember is stocks that you can see today. So that's really my goal with, with the Christmas gifts, is separating it and saying, okay. And another thing that we love to do is we love to sponsor a family every year. We don't like publicly put it out there, but it's somebody God puts on our heart. So that's another way you can give back, where you can get your children involved and say, okay, we're adopting a family for Christmas and these are the gifts that they want. And come on, let's go shopping, just to encourage children that Christmas isn't just all about you and your gifts and getting your stuff. Let's pour into another family. Let's help somebody else that might not experience Christmas in the same way. So those are just some tips and tricks that I've learned. So get your kids set up, y'all. If you're pregnant, now you can set your kids' account up. They might not have a social yet, but you got to transfer it over when, they are born. But the 529, the UTMA account, and then a brokerage account that just has stocks, and the kids are buying stocks on a regular basis. And I'm trying to teach Logan how to trade, because Logan is bougie. We talked about this earlier. I don't know where he got it from. Maybe he got it from us. I don't know. I feel like he bougier than we are. Like I'm fine with the regular Airbnb house, and he wants to get the most expensive one. And I'm like, do we need to talk about contentment and being grateful and thankful about what we have? So yeah, I've just learned to figure out how to make Christmas amazing. And even with my husband not being super involved, sometimes women, we get upset. My husband doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't want to put the star on the tree. He doesn't want to. It's okay. I have learned that my husband has his own upbringing of how he saw Christmas, and I have mine too. So what we're doing is we're taking both of our models and we're kind of putting them together. And I don't let his model affect my model. I'm still going to go all out for Christmas, right? I'm still going to have fun. And I have zero expectations that he is going to be a part of the supporting cast of people that go shopping, that go, the whole Black Friday shopping. He's not going to do that. I've done that for years. I didn't go the past couple of years, but I have no expectation that he's going to come and be a part of it, because I have completely put my expectations down, because his childhood and his upbringing is just not as important to him. And I'm okay with that. Right? You have to be okay with your spouse not being completely on board or understanding why you think the way you do about Christmas or decorations or whatever the case is, right? Now, if they're a total stickler and they're like, no, then you say, okay, can we meet in the middle somewhere? How can we meet in the middle? How can we work through this together? And how can we decide that, we're going to work together to make this really good? Now, speaking of working together, let's talk about therapy. A lot of our podcasts, we've been talking about unresolved childhood trauma and what happens and how it affects who you are today. And I always recommend this, y'all. I say, get therapy. And one of our favorite sponsors is BetterHelp. Now, it's not like a crisis line, you guys. It's actually licensed therapists that can help walk you through your life and what you're going through. And I want to ask you, is there anything interfering with your happiness? Is there something preventing you from achieving the goals that you want? I've personally had to go to therapy, and I go on a regular basis because I find that it really helps me to pinpoint and trace my triggers and trace the different things that I just have not dealt with. BetterHelp will help assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can connect in a safe and private online environment, and it's super convenient. You can communicate with somebody within 48 hours. Let's go. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. So maybe you're struggling with depression, anxiety, stress, relationships, grief, self-esteem, all those other different things. You can connect with somebody. It's affordable. And even, y'all listen, even if you don't have financial aid, or even if you don't have the money, they have financial aid in which you can apply. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you will get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Lindseys. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lindseys. Yay. So yeah. Another thing is, some of y'all might need to go back and listen to the podcast that we had on how to deal with your family members during the holidays, because I know that's coming up. So I'm going to throw this in. If you feel like, man, the holidays are coming up and I already know I'm going home for Christmas. I already know I'm going to get asked a million questions about where is my man? Where is this? How come I don't have a job? How come this isn't happening? How come that isn't happening? We're talking about children, talking about childhood trauma. You have to realize that your family members also have their own unresolved trauma. And if your family is a family that suppresses a lot, they're going to suppress a lot while focusing on you and what they feel you need to work on and deal with. And so I want you to take that mindset into Christmas this year. I want you to say, you know what? My family has their own issues, their own problems. So if they get asking about my situation and what's going on in my life, then I just say, you know what? I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm just trusting him. I'm not worrying. I'm not freaking out. I'm just choosing to trust God that he's working out everything for my good. And I don't know what God has next for me. I believe he's going to show me. He's going to make it plain to me, and you can even tell them, hey, I'm really working through like my own trauma that I've had in my life. And I believe that God's doing some great things in me, and I'm learning not to suppress. And I want to encourage you, just be open and honest with your family. I know this is a pivot from our discussion on Christmas, but this goes right along with your childhood. If your family's a constant suppressor, maybe you be the person that breaks that brings that into Christmas and say, you know what? I realize, and don't even blame nobody. Just say, I realize that I've got to deal with my own trauma that I have and how I see life and how, and what frustrates me and just be honest and open with them. Maybe you feel like your family's not a safe place. And maybe you feel like, man, I don't really want to talk to them about that. I don't want to be open and honest. That's fine. But I just feel like there's this cycle that goes around, right? And you have to break that. Like, it's funny when my husband's father, my father-in-law, he just does not hug like at all. When I first met him, I ran up to him and I gave him this big hug. And everybody looked and froze. They were like, because people don't hug him. And he actually put his arm back around me and he gave me a hug. And to this day, he gives me hugs. And I watch him hug, our babies. And, it's just so beautiful to see him become more affectionate. And it's almost like I had to come in and just like break that up, because I felt like, I'm like, oh no, we hug around here. I know you're not affectionate, but we gonna hug around here. You can break that up in your family. You can break it up in your household. You can create new traditions and new memories for Christmas this year. Maybe you lost a loved one and you're really just struggling with the holidays this year. I want to encourage you to get out of yourself. Something my husband and I have done is we went to, and I'm not sure how it is with COVID now, but we went to like a living center with the elderly, and we spent our day there with them. We cooked for them. We fed them. We danced. We hung out with them. And it was one of the best holidays we've ever had, because we got our eyes off of ourselves and we found somebody else that we can serve and somebody else that we could help, so we could create a new memory, right? So I want to encourage you to create new traditions this Christmas. Find something fun to do. Bake cookies, turn on Christmas music, sing happy birthday to Jesus. And that reminds me, I need to order my cake for Jesus. I'm not playing. We gonna sing happy birthday. And this time I'm gonna make sure my husband's not at the gym so he can remember, because we need to rewire his brain concerning Christmas. And no, I'm not trying to change him. I'm just like, man, he's slowly but surely coming around, y'all. And I have zero expectation but it's so cool to see him come around and get excited about Christmas and getting excited about the new memories and traditions that we have, because I want our children to be able to grow up and, be really excited. I constantly think about this, y'all. In the back of my head is like, how are my children going to be raised, and what is their perspective on life going to be based on what they experienced in their childhood? I don't want a childhood for my children that they have to heal from. Granted, I know I won't be perfect, but I want them to be able to say, you know what? My parents loved me well, and they prepared me for the real world, and they were affectionate, and they accepted me, and they loved me, and they never rejected me, and they were affectionate, and the list goes on and on. I look at our children as little seeds. So something that I constantly tell them every day is I love you. Like, I probably say I love you like 100 times a day to them, because I want them to know that they're loved and they're cared for, and that God has good plans for them. So we're going to wrap it up. Merry Christmas to you guys. We'll see y'all not this week. We're going to take a break next week, and then we'll see you guys the next week. But we love y'all, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.